Singapore is one of the richest countries on earth. The average citizen is wealthier than the average American. But here's the thing, what makes Singapore so extraordinary isn't just money, skyscrapers, or a bustling port. It's a billionaire's secret playbook that democracy can't replicate. After watching this video, you'll understand exactly why Singapore became a financial powerhouse while keeping a democracy that would make Western leaders uncomfortable, and why most countries, no matter how wealthy, can't copy it. In 1965, Singapore was thought to be dead on arrival. Just kicked out of Malaysia, the country had zero natural resources, tiny landmass, smaller than New York City, sky-high unemployment, an untested government and no military, tense relations with neighbors, a population on the brink of despair. And yet, within 50 years, this tiny island transformed into a hub where billionaires, financiers, and multinational corporations flock. How? The answer lies in a strategy that blends hyper-efficient governance, extreme foresight, and a willingness to trade democracy for growth. Let's rewind. For centuries, Singapore was just a sleepy fishing village. Life was simple, predictable, and mostly local. That all changed in 1819 when Stamford Raffles arrived and saw its potential. Swampy island? Full of mosquitoes? Pirates? He said. Perfect. Right between India and China. Do you know how much trade will flow through here? And he was right. Singapore's location at the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula made it a control point for the Indian Ocean South China Sea trade, essentially a toll booth on the world's busiest maritime highway. Chinese, Indian, and Malay immigrants poured in. Population exploded. Singapore became a British crown jewel in Asia, making merchants rich, boosting the port, and creating a melting pot of commerce. Then came World War II. The Japanese invaded. Singapore, deemed an impenetrable fortress, fell in February 1942. Massive naval guns and defensive walls did nothing. The Japanese attacked through the jungle, the unthinkable path. Tens of thousands died. The British, once seen as invincible, failed to protect the colony. Singaporeans realized no empire guarantees your survival. After the Japanese surrender, Singapore returned to British control, but locals wanted independence. In 1963, the island merged with Malaya, Sabah, and Sarawak to form Malaysia. It was a strategic move. Singapore needed natural resources. Malaysia needed economic expertise. It didn't last. Racial and political tensions erupted. Tariffs were imposed. Riots broke out. Finally, in 1965, Singapore was expelled. Independence was forced upon a tiny, resource-poor island. Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore's first prime minister, faced what seemed impossible. But he had one undeniable advantage: location. Ships were still passing through, commerce was inevitable. And if Singapore could become the hub, the gateway, the financial center of Southeast Asia, survival was possible. But first, the problems. Water. Singapore imported water from Malaysia. Risky. Lee ordered reservoirs everywhere, rooftop catchments, and research into desalination. No water, no survival. Economy. Singapore relied on British military bases. Lee rejected the global norm of self-sufficiency. Instead, Singapore would invite foreign companies, lower taxes, eliminate corruption, and become the most business-friendly island on Earth. Housing. Most citizens lived in slums. Lee launched the Housing Development Board, building apartments at record speed. Citizens could buy them via forced DAs. Defense. Surrounded by potentially hostile neighbors, Singapore introduced mandatory military service, building a modern, formidable army. Lee looked out of the most savings in the Central Provident Fund, creating both ownership and capital for future development. Education. With no natural resources, people were Singapore's greatest asset. English became the language of instruction, paired with mother tongue, creating a workforce fluent in global business. Literacy skyrocketed. Here's where the financial angle comes in. Singapore didn't just survive, it created a platform for billionaires and corporations to thrive. Low taxes and rule of law. A transparent, stable environment attracted international investors. State-led infrastructure, ports, airports, and industrial zones designed for maximum efficiency. Controlled growth. The government prioritized long-term economic growth over short-term political popularity. By the 1980s, foreign companies were flooding in. Singapore became Asia's premier trading hub, a bridge between East and West, and a magnet for wealth. If you're fascinated by how countries build billion-dollar economies and want more stories like this, hit like and subscribe. Make sure to watch the entire video, because by the end, I'll reveal the one principle from Singapore that any country, even a democracy, can borrow to supercharge its economy. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss it. Singapore is often called a thin democracy or a procedural democracy. Elections exist, but the People's Action Party, PAP, maintains uninterrupted control. How? Gerrymandering electoral boundaries, short campaign periods for opposition, defamation lawsuits and media control, strict laws on public protests. Some see this as authoritarian. Others see it as a business-friendly, technocratic model that prioritizes efficiency over political freedom. The trade-off? Singaporeans gain stability, prosperity, and security at the cost of political choice. The result is a nation where GDP per capita rivals the US and Denmark, but democracy functions more like a measuring stick than a tool for change. Singapore's success isn't just politics, it's economics. Foreign investment, zero corruption, easy business registration, tax incentives, rule of law, public-private collaboration, infrastructure projects built with private capital but state oversight, education and talent. A highly skilled workforce attracted global finance, tech, and trade companies. Housing and savings. Citizens had a stake in the economy, providing internal stability. Every policy was calculated to maximize efficiency and predictability, ensuring that billionaires, global corporations, and investors had certainty. But make no mistake, this approach comes with compromises. Limited political freedoms, heavy government oversight of media, strict social controls, chewing gum bans, caning for vandalism, citizens consenting to a trade-off between liberty and prosperity. Yet the public largely supports the model. Surveys indicate over 60% prioritize economic growth over full democratic freedoms. The system works because it aligns incentives. Citizens trade a bit of freedom for wealth, safety, and social stability. Here's the hard truth. No democracy with free opposition can replicate Singapore's model exactly. Why? Democracies are slow. Voters expect choice and transparency. Billionaire-friendly policies often clash with populist demands. Short-term electoral cycles make long-term infrastructure investments risky. Political opposition naturally slows decision-making. Singapore's secret is centralized authority, long-term planning, and absolute control over variables. Most countries can't or won't sacrifice democracy for efficiency. And yet there's one principle from Singapore that any country can replicate without sacrificing freedom. Stick around because by the end of this video, I'll reveal the single strategy that democracies could borrow from Singapore to supercharge their economies. Singapore's financial ecosystem is engineered for the wealthy. Zero political instability, low tax rates for corporations, transparent legal frameworks, cutting-edge ports and logistics. This ecosystem not only retains billionaires, but also creates new ones, turning Singapore into a hub where wealth compounds faster than almost anywhere else in the world. If you're in business or finance, there's a blueprint hidden in Singapore's rise. Predictable governance. Stability is a business asset. Investment in human capital. Education drives wealth creation. Strategic trade positioning. Location and logistics matter. Long-term planning. Short-term politics can sabotage long-term wealth. Singapore proves that a strategic, disciplined, and centralized system can outperform countries with abundant natural resources. Singapore went from a tiny, resource-poor island to one of the richest, most stable nations on Earth. Its success story is a cautionary tale, a blueprint for wealth, and a challenge for democracies everywhere. If you enjoyed this breakdown of Singapore's billionaire secret system and want more deep dives into how countries and markets really work, hit like and subscribe, and I'll keep uncovering the financial strategies the world's richest rely on. Remember, Singapore's story isn't just about money, it's about control, incentives, and the trade-offs that no democracy dares make.